Something's going on here. Mute, unmute. What? Hold on. Let me call my guy. You can hear me now? If you can hear me, give me a little comment on the side if you can hear me. Better now? Sound better? I hear you. Okay. I hear you now. That was strange. Ooh, it's already getting crazy. The activity is already beginning. Oh, Jesus, protect us, Lord, white light, all the things. Okay, here we go. You guys can hear me now. Thank you for joining Ghost Stories with Anjelah. I'm your host, Anjelah. This is my new hoodie. It was on tour with me this past fall tour, and it was only available at my shows, and I just put it on my website today. So, and my whole online store is 25% off for like the next 3 or 4 days. Just use the code THANKS, and you can get 25% off. This is one of my hoodies because I like to wear my own merchandise. Thank you all for joining. James, Yvonne, Nick, Wendy, everybody. We have a great show for you guys tonight. My drink of choice for this episode is a mimosa. Now, I know a mimosa is not your typical Friday night ghost stories type of drink. So you may be thinking like, why the heck? Oh, my text message is going off. Why the heck would you have like a mimosa for Friday night ghost stories? Well, let me tell you why. Because this is leftover champagne from Thanksgiving and I didn't want to waste. So that is what's happening. Let's see. My friend April's going to join us in a second. And we have some great guests who have some really crazy stories that I'm very excited. Okay. Are you guys ready? Let me know. Here's everyone. Okay, before we go, let me just figure something out real quick. Hold on. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Uh-oh. Calling technical support? What should I do? Really? Okay. This is where I did it last time, but I can go in. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, bye. All right, guys. I'm at my computer and I'm moving inside for this episode because apparently my Wi-Fi out here is not working good, and hopefully this solves the problem. Stand by. Apologies. Listen, this is Ghetto Productions Presents. We are not full on at NBC Studios or anything like that. We're at my house with bad lighting and stuff. And bad internet, apparently. All right. So, can you hear me better in here? Does this sound better? Does this sound good? Somebody tell me before I get comfortable. Is it better? All right. Let me go get my drink. Stand by. This is the corner of my house And these are my sweatpants. Okay. Good boy. 2.5. Okay. Got my native blanket. Okay. It's going to be comfy in bed for this one. You guys, tell me if you see somebody in my window or like a ghost or something, because it's already getting crazy. Is it still glitching? Are we still having issues? Are we good to go? You can hear me? Okay, we're going to go. And hopefully we can hear everything. Okay. All right. Still freezing up? Hell no. I'm inside with the good internet now, so I don't know what the hell is happening. People are saying it's the same. Yes, still glitching. Still issues. What do I do? This is the first time this has happened. So I'm a little bit confused. Should we just go? And then if it's real bad, you guys tell me. Give it 10 seconds. It looks strong. All right. We're just going to go. We're going to start, and then leave me some comments if it's like so bad that you can't make out the story. Okay. My first guest tonight, my friend who I first met on tour. We did a show together in Cuba years ago. We were both super young, no wrinkles, all the things. Anyways, please welcome to tell her crazy story, my friend, April Macie.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, friend. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm in these. This is what I got on. So it's fine.
Your camera and lighting looks great, honey. Like, you look fantastic. I love your cute wall. Everything's working.
Oh, thanks. I'm getting real beefy though in quarantine. I gotta debeef after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a husky. I'm a full-blown husky now.
I love that. I love it. Yeah, I definitely did my quarantine 15 early on. And then I started doing like all the home workouts. And then after that, we decided to move, and I got real stressed out. And then I haven't worked out in I don't know how long. So it's coming back.
A tiny beauty.
Friend, let's jump right in and tell me your story. I know you have a couple stories, so let's just jump right in.
Okay, so the first one, well, my brother, when he was like 3 years old, had like, I don't know if it's like just this odd sixth sense. The one time he was like maybe 3.5, 4, whatever age you're completing full sentences. And so he comes into my mom's room and he was like, Mom, I met Dad's dad last night. And then like he fully described him. Like my grandfather had passed away probably, I mean, when I was like in 5th grade. So my brother's significantly younger, so we'd never met him.
Wow.
And there were no pictures in the house because it made my dad sad. Like, so my brother had never seen him, and he like described him to a T. He was like, oh, he's an old man with a bald head. And he like described how tall he was. He was like, he's a little bigger than you, Dad. And then, he said, he was like, my mom was like, well, what did he say? And he was like, well, he said to tell everybody that everything was going to be okay and that he just wanted to meet me.
Aww. That is special that you get the visit from Grandpa.
Well, my brother had multiple of those. Like, I feel like my brother was like, maybe he was just like a super open kid. But my mom, they had this other time, my mom had this really bad dream. And I guess there were like lions chasing her. Like, I think she was pregnant with my other brother. And like, so apparently like lions were chasing her. And like, she was like holding on to my brother and like dropping him. And then my brother came in the room the next day, and my mom was like, he looked kind of crazy, like a little demon child. And he was, he was like, my mom was like, what's wrong, Stan? Did you have a bad dream? And he's like, no, Mom, but you did. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He's like, and then he told her dream. He was like, you were running and there were lions chasing you. And she was like, Stan, how did you see that? And he was like, I saw it through your eyes.
Oh, wow. And how old is he at this point?
I mean, he's 30 now. He's graduated from Berkeley. He's totally normal. Like he's not tapped in anymore. But
so like he lost the gift or something? Did he try to avoid it and was like, no, I don't like this?
I just don't know if he was like super receptive as a kid, but like he would have these things where he would he just saw. I mean, my grandfather to like say, oh, and he was like, oh, and he said to call him Pop Pop, and which is what I used to call him. It's like, I mean, there's a million different variables for grandpa. So I'm like, the fact that he like honed in on what I called him, he described him, his height, what he was wearing, bald spots, and that he just wanted to meet him. And it was my dad's first son. So he was also named, my grandfather was also named Stan, which is a horrific name, but apparently ghosts come back as Stan.
I'm so curious with your brother now. Like, I wonder if he does hear or see things, but he just doesn't like say it, like doesn't tell you about it.
I mean, I would think he's a little spectrum-y. Like, I mean, he's in the other room. I'm trying to whisper as I talk about him being spectrum-y, but he is. He's like he's not fully tapped into like human emotions. Like you have to tell him like what's appropriate for him to learn.
Okay. So, interesting.
Yeah, but he was, I mean, and he was just like a kid that he never had many friends. Apparently he just had ghosts as friends.
Wow.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Well, next time he tells you about a friend of his, I would do some research and see if that friend actually exists. And you're like, hey,
they do. He has friends now. His friends now.
Okay.
They're all friends. They're all
I know this guy Steve a lot, but never seen him.
We're his friends. Family is his friends. Dead family.
Whoa, that is insane. That is cool. And did you have another story you said?
So in college, and this was just like, I've always been kind of into, like, I watched that movie Witchboard. I was super into that weird Tonica Tane movie.
Uh-huh.
So my college friends and I were always playing with Ouija boards. I don't know, we get a little boozy sometimes, but we didn't really do drugs. So I know this happened. We were playing with a Ouija board and they always moved, and you always just suspect it's like your friends moving it. But then my friend started freaking out. She just felt what she described as like an ice block on her lap. She was like, I just felt something that was so cold on my lap, like on her lap, that she like flipped the board and freaked out. And so we put it away for like a week or so.
No.
And then we came back to it, and then she started like scolding the board. She was like, you were on my lap last night or a week ago without my permission. And so the board just started kind of going crazy. And we looked over there was like a table in the corner, and it had just a random piece of toast, like on a plate. Probably we weren't throwing away our stuff at the time. And a thing of fire shot out of bread. Like it was, and I know drugs, like a flame, like a little tiny, like a little nothing, like, just over the bread, just in the bread, just like a little meow, just like that. So of course there's fire in the house. We ran over and we like put it out with a dish towel, which was highly flammable. It wasn't, but there were no singe marks on the towel at the time. But like it was a big enough flame to where you're like, oh, we got to put this out. It wasn't like it was fire, so you're like, well, this could probably spread. So there was like, well, you did like a college hustle. I'm sure it was a little faster at the time, and like we put it out with whatever was closest. Didn't seem like a bad idea at the time, but there was nothing, no singe marks, and then like the toast had like a little weird ring. What are you thinking at this time? Were you like, hell no, I'm never going to do the Ouija board again? Or were you like, we didn't do the Ouija board what it was? But we didn't know what to do with the Ouija board. We researched. We're like, we can't throw it away. The presents are still with us. And perhaps that's why it took me so long to find a husband. Who knows? So what did you do with your Ouija board? I'm sure they took it, and they're not doing that well either. My friend's still not married. She's like, we were like the two lonely souls for years, so maybe we were just like carrying negative energy with them. We've had people on here tell some stories about Ouija boards, and we had
my friend Momo, who do you know Momo Rodriguez, comedian Momo Rodriguez?
I think so, but I'm bad with names.
Yeah,
Wait, so I have bad retention.
I'll text you a picture. I'm sure you know.
All right.
He did like ghost hunting for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And is just very well versed in the spiritual world. And he was like telling everybody when he came on the show, whatever you do not play with a Ouija board because it is so serious. It is so real. You never know what you're inviting, like all these things. And it's like, you can't just throw it away. You can't, like, you have to destroy it. I forget the way he said to destroy it, but it was like, because you have to like close the portal, close the door you open. It's so nuts.
Well, what did anybody, like, what happens? Like when you attract bad demons, could I possibly be carrying them with me now?
I don't know. Maybe. Like, do you have weird things that happen to you? I mean,
just a career that's like a trajectory straight to the middle. Maybe that. Maybe if I can get
Is it a cap? Is a ceiling
cap? It's like a demon cap. It's like it's like there's like a demon just blocking.
Is there inability to like break through is that a demon?
It might be tonic attain demons. I'm not sure.
Well, another April says they burned theirs. April Schaefer says they burned theirs. April, tell us what happened after you burn your Ouija board.
We never burned it. We just, I mean, I'm sure.
The other girl in the comment section named April, she says we burned ours. April, leave us another comment and tell us what happened after you burned your Ouija board.
The demon can jump onto you, somebody said.
Well, yes, Anna Marie says the demon can jump onto you. Anna Marie, I'm going to want to know your evidence on that, please.
It's scary. Yeah.
It's nuts. That is insane. Would you ever play with a Ouija board again?
I don't think so. Like, I feel like I'm always terrified. You know, I'm terrified a plumber was just here, that he might come back and murder me. So I don't feel like I want to invite that in. I just got issues. Like, it doesn't feel necessary at this point. I feel like I have enough shit to worry about without more demons. I mean, I would like at some point to contact my grandparents. Like, if there was like a seance where you knew it was them, or my aunts that passed away, I think I would be open to that, but it would have to be like targeted ghostery. It couldn't be.
Now that we're talking about it, I feel like Ouija boards are things that kids do in like high school, and I'm not familiar with any full-grown adults who still play with a Ouija board.
No.
Like, no. Is that a thing? Is that an adult thing? Like, do y'all do cocktails and Ouija night or something? Like, I'm not familiar with any. If you are a full-grown adult in the comment section and still peruse the Ouijas, let me know. That is insane. Okay. I'm going to go to our next caller. Do you want to stay on while we talk to other people?
Yeah, I'll stay on for a little bit.
Okay, stay on for a little bit, and let's go to this next caller here. Maria Casas. Her story has to do with when her son was 3, and he used to see a spirit in their townhome, and he would wake up screaming and crying and tell her what was happening while he was asleep. So let's hear the story, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Marie Casas.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, this is April Macy here.
Hi.
Marie, let's jump right in and tell me what happened.
Okay, so when we lived in this townhome, I mean, it was brand spanking new, newly built building. I had my son. It actually started when he was a baby. I mean, we're talking months old. And he would look at this one corner of the living room and just start like babbling and start giggling. And there was nothing there. At first, I didn't think anything of it. It was just, you know, I just really honestly didn't think anything of it. But when he started getting older and he was about 3 years old, the first time that I really caught my attention is when he wanted to come and sleep with us in the room, and we fell asleep. But in the middle of the night, he gets up and he looks out into the doorway and he goes, "There's a man in the kitchen." And I'm like, "What? What did you just say?" He goes, "There's a man standing in the kitchen."
And he's 3.
Yes.
Can you see the kitchen from the doorway, or he just?
Outside my bedroom is the kitchen, and I just never closed it when he came in to sleep with us.
Okay.
So he looks, and I'm like, did you just say that there's somebody in the kitchen? And he looks at the doorway, and he looks at me, and he has this look on his face like, oh my God, like I shouldn't have said anything. So I just remember rubbing his back, and I'm like, okay, it's okay, just go back to sleep, it's fine.
You didn't get up and check to make sure there wasn't no man in the kitchen?
I did. Like, I was like, okay, let me close the door now because I'm going to try to go back to sleep. So, and we did. We went back to sleep. That was it. But the scariest incident was when his bedrooms were upstairs. Like, so my daughter's room and his room were upstairs, and master was down. There was this one night where I could hear him crying, but it wasn't like a painful type cry. It just sounded like he was whining. So I go up there and find out, like, what's going on? Hey, are you okay? And he tells me, the man won't let me sleep. And I'm like, what do you mean the man won't let you sleep? Because he keeps trying to wake me up. He keeps trying to mess with my feet. He keeps trying to take away my Nemo. He had like this stuffed Nemo that he would sleep with. And I'm like, okay, like this is real. Like this is happening because he keeps saying it's a man. So I'm like, all right. I remember getting down on my knees, like kneeling over his bed, and I was going to start praying. Right before I start to recite Our Father, I hear this big sigh, like going, like right behind me. Girl, I was like, oh my God. I was so scared to even turn around, but I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I just remember grabbing my son, getting his Nemo, walking straight out of that room so fast and closing the door and like walking downstairs, and we fell asleep. The next day, I remember asking him, like, do you remember like what happened? And he was so hesitant to say anything, but all he told me was that it was a man that he always told him, don't tell your mom.
Ooh.
Girl, I remember getting like sage and burning it through the house and getting holy water. Like it was freaky. It was
stranger danger, even if it is a ghost.
Yes.
Danger.
But yeah, and I remember going into the room just to make sure that nothing was out of place or messed up. I just remember just getting him and walking out because I never felt that before. Like it was weird.
And your daughter didn't see or feel anything?
My daughter never saw anything. It was just him.
And how old is he now?
Well, he'll actually be 18 tomorrow.
Oh, damn, you have an 18-year-old?
Yeah.
Dang, can we get your facial? What is this, Naxima? Like, what?
Yeah. And he, like, to this day, I even asked him, like, do you remember anything that happened when you were 3? He's like, no, I saw ghosts. Like, what? He has no recollection of it whatsoever. Wow.
I mean, they do say kids are more intuitive, like not intuitive, but more in tune with what's happening in that. And I guess when we grow up, we lose it. We lose the gift or whatever it is. But wow, that is crazy. And did he have any more situations after that?
Nothing after that. We moved shortly after, and I was always afraid that it was going to follow us like into our new home, but there was no episodes. I tried to do research to see like what was happening, but again, they were newly built homes, like no past. We were the original owners there. It was just weird.
I wonder if it was something with the land,
you know, poltergeist, like
something, or who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
You never know. Well, girlfriend, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. That is crazy. I still think the craziest part of the story is that you have an 18-year-old. Good on you, queen. Yes, winning. Okay.
Thanks so much.
Bless you. Thank you for joining us, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys. Y'all be safe. Bye.
Bye. She has an 18-year-old, April.
Oh my God. Yeah, I have a barren womb.
I have a dog.
I know, me too. I got Tom Lickles.
I have a dog who's sitting right here.
I'm darting towards barren spinsterdom. So if she could, I got like 4 eggs left.
I am curious how many eggs I have left, just in case I ever change my mind. I'm like, I wonder if there's even an option to do that.
I wish I would have frozen. I really do. Because it took me so long to find like a reasonable man. I just dated comics for so many years. And
Dang it. What was the time? And now you travel the world all luxuriously.
yeah. Well, my husband couldn't get in the country. He's Iranian. So we were dealing with a travel ban for 3 years. So I had to go back to Italy. I didn't have a choice, but it was, I prefer it over there. We had health care. So.
Beautiful. You had healthcare and beautiful photos. Like every picture you take is like an ad for something, but it's not. It's just like,
it's not. It's just it's like $14 to go to Krakow. It's so cheap when you're there. You're like, you might as well travel on EasyJet or whatever nonsense airline that's gonna crash. So
I hate you so much. Okay,
all right.
The next guest. Let's see. She lived in a Victorian home, and after 1 year, she started seeing a little boy and a puppy, and some crazy stuff happened after that. Oh hell no. Okay, let's bring her on, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Jennifer Martinez.
Queen.
Hey, Queen, where are you calling from?
Los Angeles.
Okay, so you're right down the street from me. You smell smoke outside? Because I thought I smelled smoke, like something was burning. April, did you smell smoke?
Yeah.
No,
I thought it was fall junior.
it was always on fire, so I just assume it's always like a constant smell down here. So.
I went outside and I was like, oh my god, it smells like a fire again. But I didn't. I looked online, I couldn't find anything. So I don't know. Anyways, okay, Jen.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened in this Victorian home.
Okay. Well, from the minute I stayed the night there, my ex-boyfriend lived there, and from the minute I was there, I could feel a presence, but I wasn't sure if it was evil or good. 6 months upon moving in, I just see the apparition of the little boy with his puppy, playing with his ball up and down the hall. And I think nothing else because I've seen things before, like my whole life I've seen things. After that, only when I was in the bathtub would I hear a man's voice saying, "Hey, what are you doing?"
That's
Did
you look out the window first?
That freaked me out.
Do you say, "Ghost, sir, close your eyes, please. Thank you. Private parts, get out."
I was like, I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. But after that, I saw an old lady, and at first she seemed nice, but she would get jealous because the little boy would come play with me, and the man was always in the bathroom with me. She got real, what's the word, just jealous, and she ended up scratching me three scratches down my left shoulder blade, and ever since that happened, I would have like nightmares. I would have like the horrible sleep paralysis, like the one that just shakes you. And that went on for 3 years. And I didn't know why, because I moved out shortly after. And my best friend then of 3 years, he was like, "Something's on you, huh?" And I was like, "I don't know. You tell me." He's like, "No, I can feel it."
Ooh.
So he got holy water and he put it like on the 4 corners of my face and then on my shoulders and then on my back, and everywhere he put the holy water, it burned. But ever since then, I stopped having the nightmares. I stopped having the sleep paralysis.
Girlfriend, that is scary. Like it like attached to you? Are you okay? Jen? Am I frozen?
No, I can hear you.
Are you feeling something right now?
Is she okay?
Jen, can you hear us?
Trying to get your attention.
Oh, I can't hear you guys.
You cannot? Can she? I don't know what's happening. Can you hear us?
No.
Okay.
Oh, right now, no.
You can't hear her?
No, I can't hear.
Okay.
I can't hear you guys for nothing.
Right.
Oh, that's weird.
That is very strange. Okay.
I can't hear them.
Well, Jen, thank you so much. I know you can't hear me, but thank you for joining us.
I can't hear her.
Okay, Jackie, you can message her and let her know that we said thank you for joining us. Yo, tonight has been so creepy with these technical glitches.
Oh, hair on my arms is standing up. That was crazy.
Well, because she said her thing and then she just got quiet, and I was like, I asked her a question. I forget what I asked her, and then it was just quiet, and I thought she was crying or something, like getting emotional. I'm like, do I give her a second to get emotional? And I was like, hello?
Yeah, that was a little bizarre.
Oh my God. When I tell you, we have not had glitches like this before. Tonight is like something creepy.
Oh.
That is crazy. Okay, I think you have 2 more guests, I believe. How are you on time, April? Are you?
I'm fine. I'm enjoying it, even though I feel like I hope her demon doesn't fly over here.
Right? We're gonna say a blessing over us to make sure we don't inherit no demons. Okay, we have 2 more guests. Yo. Let's see. Vanessa, you are up next. She saw translucent light move human-like out of her bestie's room and then saw it again. Okay, let's bring on Vanessa Enriquez Rios. Vanessa? Oh, hell no.
Uh-oh.
You see that?
Oh, wow.
Vanessa, can you see us? Because we cannot see you. I can hear all of you. Vanessa, say something.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay.
It's black. Your screen is
No,
black.
the lights are on. That's weird. I have a history of messing with the electronics. Like I have an energy that like lights can go out, like weird
No.
things.
Okay. You see on your screen where there's a microphone and a camera? Click the camera off and on. It's disable the camera, enable it.
Yeah, I just did it.
Oh, shoot.
I'm turning it off. And I'm turning it back on.
Okay, we don't see you, but we can hear you. So why don't you go ahead and tell us your story?
Okay, so it was Friday night, movie night, chick flick with the bestie at her house. And so when we watch our movies, we like to turn off all the lights because the kids have gone to bed. It's her time. And so we watched our movie. Everything was fine. Movie ends. Bestie gets up to go to the kitchen behind us in a different room so that she can pack up the leftover pizza for us to take home. And I'm still chilling on the couch with my wife. And I'm watching the TV, which is to the right. And out of the corner of my left eye, I catch this movement, right? My brain processes this movement as there's someone, a person. Now can you see me?
Yeah, there you are.
That there's a person coming through, walking through the door. Only when I turn to look, it is like wispy and white and translucent, moving up and through the door, like up out into the hallway. And because I can sometimes have similar to like a migraine aura, right? Some people have migraines. You can see weird things with lights can happen and stuff. And I'm a scientist, so I'm like, there's some explanation going on. It's just me. I don't say anything. So we get our pizza, we get in the car, and I tell my wife, like, I must be coming down with a migraine because I saw this, like, I thought it was human or somebody coming out of the dark room. And she's like, oh, I saw it too. Don't talk. So this was the thing, when you have an experience like that, to share that with someone else who saw the same thing with me. And that was the first time we'd experienced at that house. Yeah. So then another night, if you don't mind me sharing, we were again out in the living room. I'm on the couch, and her husband forgot to shut the bedroom door when he got home from work. And I can hear him like chatting himself up in the bathroom mirror, I assume, before he gets in the shower. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, right? And I'm just like, I can hear that, but I don't want to get up and shut the door because they usually keep a brick to keep the cats from closing and playing with the door.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, like, still, like, it's kind of funny listening to him, and he's now in the shower, and I hear the water going, and he's still talking to himself, and all of a sudden the door slowly starts to close, and I look, and I'm watching the door close, and then Bestie comes back in. I'm like, Melissa, can the cats move that brick? Like, she's like, no, that's why we have the brick there, looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, okay, because Rich was in the shower and the door closed. She's like, what? So she goes in there. She's like, did you forget to close the door when you went to shower? And he's like, what? Of course I didn't forget to close the door. Because he knows he did and was really embarrassed about it. But yeah, that would be another time we had at the house. And
Did
it
your
always
friend,
yeah.
your friend that it's her house, does she see or experience these things, or just you and your wife when you're at her house?
Just it seems to be me, and her mom never felt comfortable there. Like, she saw something move outside one time when she went to move the trash, like take the trash cans out. She saw someone, and she didn't like to be in that house alone. They have since moved, but yeah, it always felt like, it was a spirit, like a positive energy, and it always was looking. So I thought, well, was it like a grandparent or something? Like, it was very nurturing and motherly. But yeah, I was always looking after him.
Well, that's nice. I have heard of like nurturing spirits or protective ones, jealous ones, where it's like a girl ghost who's jealous of the boy. Or actually, I think it was last week's episode. We had a guy that was like a guy ghost that would like had a crush on her or something and did not like her husband.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there could be some jealousy ghosts and there could be some protective ghosts. But that's good that it felt like a good energy, at least. I mean, it's still scary. I don't want good energies or bad energies. I don't want none of them. Don't come to my house.
Yeah, that's right.
But at least hers was a good energy. Oh my gosh, Vanessa, thank you so much for calling in and sharing that story. That was so crazy that your camera was not working in the beginning. I don't know what the heck was going on. You brought your technology glitching energy with you today in full force.
Full force.
It was nice joining us, Vanessa. And where were you calling from?
Central Pennsylvania. But I'm originally from Southern California, from Los Angeles.
There you go. That's right. That's right. Thank you for representing LA in Central Pennsylvania. Appreciate you. Bye, girl.
Bye.
Tonight has been a doozy with all these glitches. And like, when I tell you I've not had this many glitches, like, I don't understand what's happening. And like with my internet in the front, that's where I do my episode last time. So typically my internet's fine out there. But I don't know. There's something going on. Okay, we have one last guest, everybody. Let me take a sip of my Friday night mimosa. Who has mimosas on Friday night?
It's a daytime cocktail.
It's a total daytime cocktail, but I had leftover daytime champagne from Thanksgiving, so I had to use it. You know what I mean?
Gobble. Yeah, gobble it up.
Gobble, gobble. Okay, we're all done. That was the last one because our other guest did not show up tonight. So that was it. All right. Well, probably for the best because tonight, technology issues is something going on. We got to figure that one out. April, I thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Good to see you.
Tell us where people can find you on
social media, April Macy, and tour dates when Rona's over. Tour dates again. So right now, you can find me in my apartment eating leftovers.
What is the best place people can find your material to come?
If they just go to aprilmacie.com, any social, feel free to add me on social media, April Macie, Macie, and that's kind of it.
Yes, you guys, April Macie is hilarious. Go follow her, look her up on her website, and watch her videos because I promise you.
I have a Netflix special if you want to watch. Tiffany presents They Ready. Feel free to tune into that. Yeah.
Netflix. Tell everybody what's the title of it again. Say it again.
Tiffany Haddish presents They Ready. I think I'm episode 5.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So happy for you. Thank you so much for joining me. And have a good night, friend.
Happy holidays.
Bye. You guys, thank you so much for sticking with me tonight through all these technical glitches, through moving locations from my very professionally lit area to my bed with my Game of Thrones headboard. It wasn't supposed to be Game of Thrones. It was supposed to be like Moroccan, like look at my my that thing. What's it called? Chandelier? It's supposed to be like Moroccan vibes with wood and metal, and then when we got it in here, it just looks like Game of Thrones. We're about to go to battle or something. Like we're about to open those gates and then get arrows shot at us or something like that. You guys, thank you so much. Blessings to you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. Our next episode, we might skip a week. We already do every other Friday, but I'm moving right now. I'm packing and moving, so I'm kind of in transition. So I will keep you guys posted on social media, let you know when the next episode is going to be. I have some really great guests coming up for other episodes. AJ Barrera is going to be joining us in a future episode, who is a psychic medium, and he's been on all kinds of TV shows, radio shows. He had his own radio show for a while, and he's going to come and tell us some stories and answer some questions, like just explaining like what's the difference between a spirit and a ghost and a demon and a poltergeist, like all the differences and things like that. So that's going to be super informative, and he's going to tell us crazy stories, so that'll be fun. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you have a story and you want to share it on the show, go to www.anjelah.com/ghoststories, and you can submit your story, and then we may pick you for a future episode. So thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Afraid of me, I'm a god, I'm a fallen angel with devilish pedigree. Yeah, we walk the night on the wild side. No, you can't get away from me, cause the way you move, it's the way you move, got me feeling the chemistry. The sun goes down and the beast comes out. Yeah, we're the wild, we're the wild, we're the wild ones. You better run.